You can see it in their eyes as they walk along their home, the narrow dusty streets that are Jerusalem stone, that they've come to realize what they've heard but never known, and the faces they are wearing are American made. From the land of silk and money, where the free life comes so easy, where grandfather and mother came to buy a better life, where that great green Gentile lady said, welcome to my country, and maybe you'll survive an American exile, an American exile, an American exile. We are fading, we are fading, an American exile, an American exile. We are fading and fading away, like snowflakes softly melting in a kind of blind surrender, though some remain protected as they wander, with a feeling nagging leading to the crystal Sinai waters and washing away an American exile, an American exile, an American exile. We are fading, we are fading, an American exile, an American exile. We are fading and fading away. We are fading and fading away. La 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 la. Just a little guy, every day was sweet and mellow, I never had no need to cry, until the day my father told me, he said, I hate to be so cruel, but you must suffer just like the rest of us, and go to Hebrew school. And I said, I hate Hebrew school. Tell me why must I go to Hebrew school? He said it's purely academic, and it all boils down to money. A couple of years of pain and torture, and then the future works out sunny. For on the day of your bar mitzvah, if it goes the way we planned it, although it's bound to cost a bundle, you're gonna make out like a bandit. He said, I hated Hebrew school. I said, so why must I go to Hebrew school? Tell me why must I go to Hebrew school? Well, it was worse than I'd imagined, all those hours of tearful praying, for we were bored to tears reading Hebrew prayers, never knowing what we're saying. And that's why me and Herbie Berman, we would skip with no one knowing, and all those afternoons at the Metro Bowl, learning pinball, pool, and bowling, we say, I hate Hebrew school. Tell me why must I go to Hebrew school? Well, on the day of my bar mitzvah, you know my dad was right as always, for all the cash kept flowing, filled up the temple room and the hallways. And I got up and read some Hebrew, still didn't know what I was reading, and then I made a speech and it was real nice, and I believe it's worth repeating, as I said, I hate Hebrew school. Tell me why must I go to Hebrew school? And I said, I hate Hebrew school. Tell me why, oh why must I go to Hebrew school? We are living in the greatest land the world has ever known. And my brother, it appears that we have finally found a home in this country where a man is sure he is truly free. There's never been a greater land in all our memory. And we finally found a home in Germany. There's no reason to remain forever separate and strange. We can shed all of our shackles and embrace the modern age. In this country where the people are so cultured and refined, and together we can live in perfect harmony and find that we'll always have a home in Germany. There are those who insist with their stubborn minds to hold tightly to the past. They imagine they're unable to compromise all the ties that they hold fast. All their silly superstitions and medieval lies, how they foolishly believe in what they say. Now they foolishly go facing to the eastern skies, to Jerusalem, where they believe that they'll return someday. But no longer shall we rely on fantasy or games? No, no longer, for Berlin is our Jerusalem today. And forever, as we prosper in this land of liberty, and we live and die upon the holy I was a slave in a German munitions plant that winter of '44, in a frozen Hungarian labor camp near the end of the Second World War. And I remember we were sitting around one night, commiserating in the pale moonlight, wondering aloud if we'd ever see the sight of a decent meal once more. Well, the door opens wide and this SS man comes inside and motions to me, saying, I noticed you for the first time tonight. I've come to foretell what will be. He said, tonight they will gather you, all my friend, and march you off to a field, and then they'll finish you off with their guns, for the end is upon you now, you see. But you alone I will save. Meet me in an hour and be brave. Well, I believe I killed a guard with my own two innocent hands. Huddling in the shadow, I slid through the yard to rendezvous with my SS man. And he smuggled me out in the thick of the night to the edge of the forest in the pale moonlight. And he wished me well as I ran for my life. And then deep in the distance as I run, I hear the thundering of guns. Long ago, two small boys, one was a Gentile, the other a Jew, and the Gentile boy was poor as a mouse, the other was well-to-do. And every day in the schoolhouse, the one with the candy, the one with the food, would give half of all he had to his hungry friend. Years go by and they forgot, but God never did. And when he brought them together on that cold dark night, seeing fit to repay a debt, looking down from where he hid. After all I have chewed, I can only conclude that I'm a fan of nearly every cuisine, from Korean to the Creole down in New Orleans. But there's one thing that I must confess, I only ingest kosher food, kosher food, kosher food. Now I know it's passé for a nouveau gourmet to say no to escargot, pate, and then decline, go and dine on crab soufflé. And regarding the shrimp, well, I repeat, I only eat kosher food, kosher food, kosher food. Now I ain't talking kosher style, but it's pastrami and it's salami, yeah. But I've had kosher pastrami a couple of times before. But I don't want to eat no trait, my friend. And if you do, well, that's your business. But I won't be coming knocking at your door no more. Well, now ain't nice, ELT, don't do nothing for me. And there's nothing nice about it, no how. And even sausage makes me nauseous anyhow. And regarding that burger and cheese, hold the cheese, if you please. Kosher food, kosher food, kosher food. filter fish and kishkes, yeah. But if they ain't kosher, then you'll just be wasting your time. For though your mind may be well fooded, but your soul will get polluted. And for you this is totally unsuited. It's crime, crime, crime. Well now, hey miss, BLT, don't do nothing for me. And there's nothing nice about it, no how. And even sausage makes me nauseous anyhow. And if we truly are what we eat, we better eat kosher food. It's a nice soft suicide. We are grinning as we go. We've been taken for a ride, but to where we do not know. Go and find the human heart. The human heart's in exile. So we say we're doing fine, occupied in our own decline. There we sit in a frozen mood, shattering in pieces, filling up on foreign food. But funny how the hunger never ceases. Through the vanities of time and the platitudes of youth, we are wasted in our pride, and we can't afford the truth. Tangled in the thicket like the horns of a wayward ram. Listen well and you'll hear that horn blowing, calling to the soul of man. You can build a tower tall, you can make yourself the king. Though the hand of man is small, he can do most anything. With every strange success we own, we say we're unassisted. No, history moves in a logical flow. We say that we're exempted. When the physical shell gets thicker, you see the spark inside getting sicker. And so we move around a little quicker, employing every diversion as invented. In an artificial light, everything appears the same. There's no wrong and there's no right, only thrills to ease the pain. Tangled in the thicket like the horns of a wayward ram. Listen well and you'll hear that horn blowing, calling to the soul of man. Float around an 11 o'clock, thinking nothing serious, when suddenly you're on the ground in ways that seem mysterious. To modify the crooked lines, to clarify the alibis, whereupon you realize that the bridge is rather narrow and precarious. It's a nice soft suicide. We are grinning as we go. We've been taken for a ride, but to where we do not know. Tangled in the thicket like the horns of a wayward ram. Listen well and you'll hear that horn blow, calling to the soul of man. Are gathered round and fancy free. They dance before the king. they dance before the queen. And every place a smiling face that knows without a doubt that she has finally found the best. At a place his heart may rest, and they will be forever blessed, wherever they remain the king and the queen. A singer singing harmony can never sing alone. He needs another voice to complement his own. When the voices mingle and their paths are woven tight, they merge in utter innocence, they bend in gentle permanence, the blending of two immigrants, the mending of two halves, the king and the queen. The dancers are dissolving dancing, and the jugglers are juggling well. But the king and the queen are the stars of the night, the stars of the night, and the night is electric, charged with the air of delight. Life is ever fleeting, and the years go rolling by. The children who had wed have kissed their youth goodbye. But somewhere lies a photograph, remembering the scene where underneath the canopy, with faces frozen youthful, when they first became a family, and ever they remain the king and the queen. Forever shall they reign, the king and the queen. Though it's 4 in the morning, the mother so wearily rises and gathers her robe, and she smiles at her husband who lays sleeping, how he keeps sleeping, she never knows. For the room, how it shakes when her baby awakens, she cuddles him close to her chest, like she did for the other two before him, and how she hopes she will do for the rest. Like the mother who came before her, the many mountains that she need conquer, for all the flowers nestled in her soil, to love like water for Rachel's daughter. And to those who say prison is something like home, and that children are nothing but chains, she says, come, let me take you to my prison, soft as sunlight, pure as rain, where prestige is obtained through a warm embrace to a child who requires it somehow, and where freedom is flying on the inside, in the freedom that conscience endows. And like the mother who came before her, many mountains that she need conquer, for all the flowers nestled in her soil, to love like water for Rachel's daughter. raining, and breakfast is still on the floor, and the coffee she never got around to, although she tried to hours before. Now the children are busily playing, and the baby is finally asleep, and at last she sits quietly surveying, satisfied in the company she keeps. And like the mother who came before her, many mountains that she need conquer, for all the flowers nestle in her soil, it's love like water, Rachel's daughter. Was a king, and the king had a son, and the son was a clever but arrogant prince, and the prince would often act with open disdain and with bold disregard to his father the king, and the king wanted hard to ignore it, but in vain was the burden he bore. So they banished the prince from the palace. Still what he wore were his royal robes. Well, the prince went in search of somewhere to begin, and he came to a town, but he felt out of place, for the men were all miners, and he a noble man with his long royal robes and his soft royal face, and they made him an honorary miner, digging down in some forsaken hole. But the robes that were once much finer turned black as the coal, and badly tattered. So then thought the prince, I am far too elite, I must dress and behave as the common folk do. And he let grow his hair, and he drank, and he cursed, and became like the others, though possibly worse. But the king had a change of heart one day, and he longed for his wandering son. So somehow they finally found him, but strangely enough, he'd forgotten who he was. To the prince in his black tattered robes, waiting out in the cold, saying, please let me in. And the guard took one look at this strange ragged man and said, I know the prince, and buddy, you are not him. But the king heard the noise in the palace, and the pleading and the cries of someone, and he called to the guard, let him in. Let him in, let him in. That's the voice of my son. Avinu Malkeinu, Father our King, please hear our voice, please let us sing. And though we are ragged, and though we are wrong all along, we know it's true. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, let us in. And though we are strangers, deep in our voices the cry of you wandering son, Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King. Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King. Fighting about a piece of land, each one says it's mine. They rush right off to the wise man. He says, I don't know this time. Maybe I'll go ask the land. Maybe it'll tell me true. Who does it belong to? Maybe you, or maybe you. But they said land can't talk. Land can't talk. And even if it could, it would plead for me. But land can't talk. Out to that piece of ground, he puts his ear to the earth, listens real carefully for a minute or so, and says, you won't believe what I heard. No. The land says you're both wrong. You fight so foolishly, but don't you know that in the end, my friends, you both belong to me. You say land can't talk. Land can't talk. Even if it could,